Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. This is the Clam Boss, and today we're going to be answering the question of how do I farm brews. I've noticed just by typing in the word raid into the Google search engine that it came up as one of the most asked questions, or at least the auto-populated field. So I thought I better do a video on this because I don't think anybody has, as far as I know. So why haven't people done a video on this? I think it is because there's no great way to actively farm brews specifically. Like there isn't a brews dungeon. However, you can get brews in quite a few ways, including farming dungeons. So we'll go over that in a minute. What I was not able to find was any information on how much energy is a brew worth. And then how would we calculate that? Because energy, for instance, is not standard for every single place. But what I think we'll do is use the 12.3 dungeon. Okay, so 12.3 is the most commonly farmed dungeon in the game. And we've got a level 2 champion I put in here. The reason I did that, I can also go put a brew into a level 2 champion. We can see either how many brews it takes to equal this level of energy, or we can see how much energy it would take to equal a brew. So I farm with Big Un. The one thing that isn't going to be like fully the same is this is going to give him 17,000 XP. If I ran him with 3 level 2 champions, then it would be substantially less. I think it would be around 8,000. But since we're comparing one brew, we better compare it to one champion being farmed in here. So to do this dungeon, it costs 8 energy. And for the brews, 8 energy got him to level, what was that? Level 9, I believe. Let me double check that. Oops. Let's go to the tavern. Yep, so we got to level 9. And then in here, same place, we're going to go ahead and get rid of Cardiel. So in here, we're able to level up this level 2 champion with 1 brew and see how that goes. So 1 brew gets him to level 10. So I would say roughly 1 brew is, and it looks like 18,000 XP. It's roughly the same as 1 run through 12.3 Brutal. So now that you know how much it's worth, where can we find brew? The first place, of course, is through the shop. This is a way that you kind of accidentally get brew a lot, especially in the limited time offers. Let's see here. If you got like the Great Deal Mix Pack, I never buy them for the brew. When I was starting out in the game, I was actually really happy to get these, mainly because it was so hard to level through campaign when, champions were taking a minute and a half to do a run, things like that. So, but once you get them down to like the 6-second runs, then I felt like energy was better because I was getting silver and I was getting XP. With brews, you have to actually spend silver to use them, which I really think they should change in this game, but they've decided they like, to force people to spend silver a lot. So if I do buy a pack, quite often I get some brews. So that is one way. Let's see, it's there. Yep, this is the other spot you'll see it is in these chests. If you see a chest, XP brew times 35. I don't know why sometimes they show them all and sometimes they don't. And when you see them in a chest like this, they don't actually tell you what kind of brew you're going to get. It could be void. It could be all blue brews. It could be completely evenly split. You never know. So, and I've never looked into it, to be honest. You don't get it with the pack, those packs, and you don't get it with this one. But 2 of the packs in here gave you brews. So that's one way to get it. So you don't want to spend money. Where else can you find them? To be honest, you're probably, not always, but quite often spending money anyway if you get them this way. But in tournaments, let's see if anything's live that we can take a look at here. Right here, second to the bottom. you're probably going to get here, if you're trying at all in this tournament, 5 brews. It's not a lot, but you play a lot of tournaments, so it can add up. I don't remember them putting them on this left side. I don't know if they ever do, but if they do, it's not very often. The next place, oh, here's another one. So you get 8 of them in the champion training one. And we don't currently have any events going on, but that's another place you get them. They'll put them in the events. Where else can we get brews? If you go to the daily logins, right here we got 10 at the beginning of week 2. Another 10 in the middle of week 3. If you have not claimed Vizix yet, you're going to see a completely different daily login rewards. I don't remember, what it was like before that. It was a very long time ago that I cleared that. So the other one is in the missions. Unfortunately, it doesn't let you look backwards. I almost have Romantu. I'm right there. I'm so close. I just need to get back to rotation 1 on Doom Tower, and then I can clear all the secret rooms. But I do think they give them to you in there, but don't quote me on that. It's been a very long time. The other place that you can get them is by running dungeons. So when you go into the dungeons, let's see if they tell us. But yep, right here under item drops, you can get XP brews. Nobody wants those here, but the more energy you run in the dungeons, I run quite a bit, the more brews you're going to end up getting. So that is a place that I accumulate probably the most brews, unfortunately. In the potion keeps as well, you also get brews. In this case, you get them specific for the one that you're farming. That's still kind of killing your soul a little bit when you pull it in the potion keep, because you are so desperately trying to get those potions. But at least you're getting them in the same, in the same affinity that you're trying to level up at the time. So hopefully while you're especially if you're earlier game, while you're gaining those potions, you're still leveling up that champion. While you're gaining their masteries, you're still leveling up that champion, that sort of thing. So potion keeps is another place you'll get them. You just kind of get them all over the game. You do get XP brew of varying types in the standard potion keep. And then I don't think you get, in Minnow, you just get silver. So let's take a real quick look into campaign. So you don't get brews in campaign, probably because you're already getting XP from campaign and you're already getting other champions from campaign. When you get other champions, they could act like brews. Some people treat their 2 stars like that and they just feed them automatically. I don't. I turn those into 3 stars and then I use those to feed into other champions. So I just looked through Faction Wars, and they do not give you brews during any of the leveling up through Faction Wars. So no matter how many stars you get, you don't get any brews there. Arena, of course, you don't get any brews there. All you get there are medals, and there's no way to spend anything other than in the Great Hall. So it's not going to be in there. What about in Tag Team Arena? Again, in Tag Team Arena, you don't get items when you're fighting. However, you do get coins for the bazaar, and in the bazaar you can buy brews. So 300 gold bars, you can buy a brew or buy 3 brews. I don't think that's worth it. The 1,000 for the 300 energy isn't too bad. I like getting the ancient shard, and I like getting some of the accessories, but these brews I think are way overpriced. You're talking 100 gold bars just for 1 brew. Okay, the clan boss, or specifically the demon lord, he does give brews. If I check in here, let's look at Transcendent Chest. If you're getting top chest, on the top level, you're getting 6 to 8 brews sometimes. That still feels bad because the rest of the rewards in here, or at least some of the rewards in here, are just amazing. You want sacred shards, you want the gear, you want the Lego books, the epic books, but you don't want 6 to 8 brews. Now, what about Hydra? Can you get brews from Hydra? Thankfully, no. Everything you can get in Hydra is good. I don't know too much about that protection set yet, but I think it could probably be good with certain champions. Mithrala, of course, is amazing. You're only going to get her for a while. Once you get her, she's gone. But we want her. And, of course, the medallions for the clan shop. So I would take all of these over Brews any day of the week. But chances are, if you're really wondering about where you can get Brews, you're probably not doing Hydra yet. This is end game content. Even normal is really, really, really hard to do. Doom Tower. Can we get Brews in Doom Tower? So normal Doom Tower and also hard Doom Tower are places that you can get Brews as well. It's about 1 every 10 levels. So I would, I can't, it's not really telling me how many Brews you get each time. It could just be 1. It could be 10. I don't know. But yes, you can get them through Doom Tower. I don't remember seeing them inside the shop or inside the market here. So I don't think you can get them from the market. And let's see, is there any other place in the game that you can get Brews? I don't think so. There's really nothing left to do. So what should you do with your Brews is another good question. I think it depends on where you're at in the game. If you're just starting out and you don't have your first 6-star yet, what I would do is probably use every single thing at your resource to get that champion as highly leveled as possible. Some people say don't do that. Don't spend the silver. Just use the energy. Save up the silver for gear because silver's so hard to get, and they're not wrong. But I think having a champion at 6-star, even if they're naked, is going to be a lot more powerful than a 5-star with good gear. So, go ahead, get your Kale. Hopefully it was Kale. Up to 6-star as fast as you can, unless you luck out and pull some crazy champion. I would get him up to 6-star as fast as you can. You want those poisons for clan boss. You want Kale as your farmer. So what do we do after Kale is 6-star? That is a great question. I would say save them for the fusion events. Save them for the fragment events. Save them for the traditional fusions. You're going to need a lot of energy, and you're going to need a lot of XP during those events. They tend to be pretty good. Even the bad ones, not the really, really bad ones like Pixneal, but even the pretty bad ones are still legendary. So the other thing I use Brews for is when I'm starting to level a champion up, and let's say it's to get points for a tournament or something like that, I will just take a champion like Golden Reaper here. I will give him 4 Brews. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 Brews. That's going to be 75,000 XP. And I will hit upgrade. And what that's going to do is get him to level 21. Well, you see there, I got 60 tournaments points for that. So I'll do that I'll save all my epics. I'll save all my legendaries. And I'll do that when when the fragment summons or when the fusion champion goes live, so that, I can gain points towards getting that fusion champion. And I'll just leave them at 21 then. And then if I choose to level them up further, I'll do that later. Or if I choose to use them as food, I'll just feed them at level 21. So, always try to get those points before you feed your champions if you can, because they are a limited resource as well. You can't level up a champion you don't have. So now, if you're going to use the sparring pit, you want to level them up to level 21 first. So give them 4 Brews, send them in there. After that, it's a longer term between clicks, or a longer amount of time between clicks. So when you go to bed at night, you aren't wasting a ton of time with a level 1 in there that goes level 2 in 20 minutes. And then the rest of the night, they're not gaining XP. So if you're using the sparring pit, definitely feed them 4 Brews first. And then the newest way to get Brews is actually from those free pack offers. Chances are the whole time you've been playing, you've been getting those free packs every single day. And those really help out a lot. They give you some brews. It's really generous of the game to do that. They did not have that for the first like 2 years that I was playing. So that is a very welcomed addition to the game. So I'm really glad that they do that. So here is how you farm brews. Actively farming is literally running the dungeons, winning tournaments, that sort of thing. And the other ways, of course, are either by spending money or through, the other kind of incidental ways that you'll end up getting them. So you can't, unfortunately, there isn't an actual brew keep, but I guess that's pretty much the same thing as just running 12-3 brutal. You're getting XP either way. 12-3, you're also getting silver, and you're getting the shields to sell as well. So I would recommend 12-3 over a brew thing unless it was crazy, like unless they gave you an insane amount of brews for the amount of energy you're using. So thank you for watching my video, and if you found this useful, please subscribe to my channel. Please comment, let me know that this is what you're looking for, and that way I can bring you more content like this. So I'm the Clam Boss, and I look forward to doing another Raid Shadow Legends video for you.
It's just you, me, and the odds. We stuck together, we two peas in a pod. You dealt a bad hand, I'm there seizing the cards. We'll never be separated till we seeing the gods. We've been low together, high forever. Long as we go together, we'll die whenever. Be a light, couldn't let the darkness try you ever. Truth in my word, you I lie to never.